The Precinct demo hits the mark for fans of gritty cop dramas and action-packed gameplay. From the first moment you step into your character's shoes, you're thrown into the pulse of the action, with tense, suspense-filled missions that make you feel like you're at the heart of a crime thriller. Well, okay, maybe that's slightly overdoing it. But when I saw this game, it took me back to that nostalgic police quest vibe, but only this time with a modern twist. It kind of elevates the whole experience. While Police Quest was all about the methodical police work and the realistic scenarios, the Precinct manages to keep that essence but amps it up to a more immersive graphics. The Police Quest series focused on realism and following proper procedure, giving you that authentic feel of being in the law enforcement. If I remember correctly, you could even get a game over for not checking your tyres. But the Precinct cranks up the stakes by blending realistic procedural elements with the faster paced gameplay. It's clear the developers took some inspiration from its 90s classic, but they built on it, making it more complex and more immersive for today's audience. If you're a fan of the old school, it kind of feels like the natural evolution, one that pays homage but takes it to that next level. The demo is quite short and only in an alpha state, but the gameplay offers a dynamic mix of investigation work, decision making, and a tactical action. You'll start with everyday policing tasks, but it quickly ramps up, putting you right in the middle of a shootout and a helicopter chase that demand quick thinking and strategic choices. One minute you're on the routine patrol, observing and bustling city streets, the next you're breaking up the tense situation and chasing down suspects through alleyways. This creates a real sense of immersion and urgency, like if you're living through highs and lows of cops on duty. You have your own desk, you book people in, you walk the beat, you've got a squad car, all these sort of things that you'd expect a police officer in the 80s to do. The missions seem to be broken up with these kind of visual novel style cutscenes where you can choose the way that the conversation flows. This also helps to push the story forward. What sets the Precinct apart is how it combines like traditional police work with interviewing witnesses or gathering evidence, and then it goes straight into like the high stakes confrontations. The game isn't just about rushing into a situation guns blazing. In fact, you can actually get reprimand if you smack a graffiti artist in the face with your nightstick. Sometimes it requires patience and reading the room to diffuse the tension, or just following the button prompts as requested. Combat and movement mechanics feel incredibly smooth for a demo, whether that's ducking behind cover for a shootout or chasing a car through the streets. It all feels fluid and responsive. Plus, the environment is destructible too, so smashing through newsstands in your police car as you're chasing down a suspect does give you that 1980s action hero kind of feel. Essentially, the Precinct combines the classic styles of like Police Quest with today's action-driven gameplay, plus a hint of the visual novel style, so you get the best of all three, really. Now, they have stated that the crimes are going to be procedurally generated, which on one hand is going to sound like really interesting because you never know what you're going to get. On the other, it all depends on the tech. If it turns out that it's just going to be a parking ticket simulator with maybe the odd shootout, it's not going to be that fun. If, however, the demo is any indicator, the full game promises a deep, varied experience, so it's definitely one I'm going to be keeping my eye on.